I've got to say it, I really wasn't a fan of the Neo Vista 2, but damn, Mizuno has really put the work in on this one, and I actually really like running in it. The Neo Vista 3 is a $200 max cushion super trainer with 44.5mm of stack and a full length wave plate, and a completely reworked upper that fixes the main issues that I had with the previous version. I'm not lying when I tell you that one absolutely tore up my feet. It's still not a super sharp speed shoe, but it's a really versatile super trainer that definitely has to be on your radar if you are looking for a shoe like this. Okay, let's kick off with the key specifications. They cost $200 from Mizuno. I'll let you know by the end of this review if I believe they're worth that price tag. They weigh 9.5 ounces or 269 grams. That's for a size US men's 9, my pair. And that's actually pretty lightweight for a shoe that has such a high stack. They have a drop of 8mm. That's 44.5mm at the heel and 36.5mm under the forefoot. So very high stack height here. The upper's using a one-piece engineered knit material to create this bootie-style upper. It's got improved heel padding and much better lockdown now. The midsole uses a dual density nitrogen-infused Enerzy NXT midsole foam with a supercritical TPU top layer, a firmer EVA carrier layer and full-length 3D wave plate. And the outsole is using X10 durable carbon rubber compound with strategic coverage and deeper grooves than before. When it comes to sizing and fit, they're very much true to size, and this is an important thing to note, is the fact that it is more snug than the previous version. But for me, with medium width feet and medium volume feet, that's actually really improved this shoe. The problem I had before was, yes, it kind of fit, but because of an issue I'm going to go over in a minute with the lacing system, I would get rubbing within the shoe and it just blistered up my feet. But now, because it's so much more snug, this is a very stretchy knit upper, so it will conform to many different sized feet. But those on the medium and more narrow end, before you would have probably got a lot of rubbing within the shoe. Now you shouldn't. So I really do like the improved fit there. It really hugs, conforms well to your foot and locks down your heel within the shoe. I do have to say though, I do still feel this section on the medial side of a shoe where the lace loops into the shoe. There's a bit of lace on the inside here. This bit here. What that does is kind of put pressure on the inside edge of your foot, and that's just really not very comfortable. I feel Mizuno could really improve this shoe just by fixing this lacing system up top. It really wouldn't be that hard to do, but it would make a huge difference on comfort. Having said that, it's so much better than the previous version, and I haven't got any blisters with it at all. So that's a huge win. Mizuno, you're on the right track here. And then finally on fit, I do notice the arch inside the shoe being much higher than average. So if you do have high arches, you're actually probably going to really enjoy that. But if you don't need the arch support in a shoe, you might notice it a little bit too much than you would like to. And that's something that I noticed on a previous version as well. But if that's something you don't like in running shoes, these probably won't be for you. If you're enjoying this review so far, please give the video a like. Really appreciate it when you guys do that. And subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. That'll let you know as soon as new running shoe reviews drop. And if you've had experience running in the Mizuno Neo Vista 3, I want to get your opinions, good and bad. Put it in the comments down below. That's really going to help me understand how you've been using them, but also it's going to help anyone who's looking to buy this as their next super trainer. It'll help them decide whether or not these are going to be the right ones for them. So we all really appreciate it. Thanks for your input. And a quick call out to anybody who enjoys my reviews, but want to see reviews of hiking boots, hiking shoes, and lifestyle shoes and gadgets as well. Well, I've got another YouTube channel. It's called Trail and Kill. Head up over there. It's very new, but the website has been around for over 10 years. So definitely subscribe to that channel if you want to see that type of review as well. All right, let's get straight into my performance review. I'm going to start by talking about this midsole and the ride that it gives you on the run, because that really is the most important thing with any running shoe, is how it feels underfoot and what it means for what types of runs you can actually do in them. This is very much a super trainer. So it is designed to be able to handle most of your training runs. And if you really want to run your marathon or any kind of distance race in this shoe, you can do so as well. But it's not the fastest running shoe, so you might want to swap out to something a little bit lighter, a lot faster, bouncier, springy, and carbon plated. This isn't carbon plated, by the way, it's a nylon plate in there. So it's more flexible than a racing shoe. But I digress. This is a super trainer, so it is really designed to be able to go long distances at a relatively quick pace. So it's really good for doing your long training runs, stepping into tempo runs if you want as well, but it can also handle lots of your daily mileage. So it really is a shoe that can do it all in most cases. The thing that stands out to me most with this one is just how bouncy and cushioned and protective underfoot it feels. It is really fun to run in, and that's one of the most special things about this one, is just the experience and what it makes you feel like on the run, and the fact that it actually motivates you because it feels this nice, springy and bouncy. And I think that's really important if you are going to be training for any race, but especially a marathon. You need to have that motivation to keep going out and training. And you need a shoe that can help you on those long runs so that when you finish that run, your feet don't feel too tired or beaten up afterwards. That's where a huge stack and bouncy, fun and cushioned midsole plus comfortable lightweight upper come in. And I think Mizuno has really hit the brief here. They've done a great job on how that feels. One thing I'd like to see improved, I mentioned before, is the arch in the shoe. For me personally, it feels too high. It feels a little bit unnatural. But if you have high arches and you need the extra support from a decent arch support in there, then I think you're really going to like how that feels. So it really does depend on you, your foot shape and gait, and what you need from your running shoes. But definitely worth knowing about before buying. The Neo Vista 3 also feels more controlled in the run now, and I put that down to the more snug upper, the improved fit, which gives me a better heel lockdown, and it's just less sloppy in the mid and forefoot, meaning I'm getting a more efficient ride, I'm getting less rubbing inside the shoe, I'm getting less heat build up because of that rubbing and friction, and overall it just feels like a more refined shoe that I have more control over on the run. And that is a huge thing to note on this when compared to the previous version. I hated the previous version, so love what Mizuno has done with this. They've really improved the fit, the ride, and just comfort overall. When it comes to pace versatility, it's not the fastest super trainer out there, but it has a really nice range from slower long distance runs to average tempo efforts, if that makes sense. So you can do tempo runs, you can kind of do half-assed speed training sessions as well. But I think where this one performs best is long distance, high tempo running. So it really is perfect for just getting recovery miles in, but also doing long weekend runs as well. That's where I favor it. The wave plate sandwiched in between this midsole is a glass fiber reinforced nylon plate, and the smooth speed assist that it provides is really nice. It really does smooth out that transition from heel landing to toe takeoff, making things feel more efficient and just more cruisy on the long run. And I like the fact it's very flexible as well. It's not a carbon fiber plate, which can be very stiff. So I'll show you what the flex and pop feel like and look like here. It really flies, nearly hit the ceiling, and that definitely translates to on the run. You do feel that pop, and because the upper is so lightweight, you feel it as you're running. When it comes to stability, it's actually pretty good. Considering this huge 44.5mm stack height, You do have this different foam on the bottom which kind of holds structure more than the top section, and the fact you've got the plate in here, that helps with stability to some degree as well, but you have a very wide platform or footprint underfoot as well. And all those features really do combine to help contribute to stability on the run. So I've not had any issues with feeling unstable or feeling too wobbly, which is an impressive feat considering how high that stack height is. The X10 rubber compound on the outsole has really good coverage. There are some exposed areas of foam. I'm not seeing much wear on here at all either. That is looking really good. And it is a hard compound, so just watch out on really slick, wet surfaces. But durability wise, this one's definitely going to hold up in the long run. Breathability is also very good. It feels more breathable than the previous version. There are sections where it's more breathable, so it's kind of zoned. Above the toe box here isn't the most breathable, it's kind of average breathability, but in the sides, on both edges, it's more breathable, so you do get some pretty good airflow in here. Now, if you're wondering where this one has placed in my best Super Trainers roundup, well, follow that link up there right now. If you are looking for a Super Trainer to replace many of your training shoes, that roundup will help you find the right ones for you. It's time to cast my final verdict. Is the Neo Vista 3 worth $200? Well, yes. I think this one is a fantastic shoe. They've done so many improvements to this one compared to the previous version. I actually really like running in it now. I think if you are familiar with Mizuno and you already love the brand and how they feel on your feet, this one is going to be hard to argue with. It does everything really well. It can easily knock out 3 of your training shoes, and it performs across a wide variety of training runs. So $200 is really good value for money when you think about it like that. It is also very durable. This rubber compound is going to last a long time. There's tons of stack. The foam seems to be holding up really well in terms of longevity and how much bounce it still has since the first time I ran in them. And the upper is super comfortable and lightweight. That said, there are other really good Super Trainers out there. So definitely do check out my Super Trainers roundup. There are some fantastic picks on there, which I really like as well. And although Super Trainers do all have the same mission at heart to knock out a few of your training shoes and perform across most of your training runs, not all of them do it the same way, and not all of them are good at every type of training run. Some are biased more towards speed, some are biased more towards cushioning, comfort, and longer distance runs like this one. So I highly recommend checking that out. That'll help you find the right ones for you. But for most people who want a nice cushioned, bouncy, fun ride for long distances and training, yes, this one's worth it. I really hope this gave you the insights you needed to help decide whether or not the Neo Vista 3 is going to be the Super Trainer for you or not. If I missed anything, you've got a question, just put it down in the comments down below. I reply to everyone, so your comment time will not be wasted. And remember, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next review. Peace.